Jump on in. Okay, so this is what we're doing today. Number one. Does that work? That's interesting. I'm going to get my I'm going to put my microphone on that I forgot to put on. So welcome you guys. Today it's 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That must mean that we're talking about insulin resistance. So jump on in. If you've never seen me before, my name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I'm going to fix you guys on Instagram. We come here every day, Monday through Friday, and we talk about insulin resistance because, there you go, you guys. It is a passion project of mine since my dad died at 63 from type 2 diabetes. My Italian family was filled with obesity and type 2. And I always know that there are fresh eyes on content. And so that's why, I tell my story repeatedly because I want people to understand that you can actually turn around your insulin resistance. Today, we're going to talk about the connection between triglycerides and insulin resistance. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for some good information and for you to feel encouraged and hopeful and ready to take some action, to be really honest. I hope that you are. So come on in. Tell me where you guys are coming in from on the replay. If you know of people that need this information, will you please share it out? Share. And the reason why is because really good information is like pretty suppressed. Can we just all be really honest? I'm hoping that will change in the near future. But for right now, the information that we get from the Matrix is actually why you end up here on my content, because you are frustrated and you are tired of really lame, bad answers for why you're overweight, for why you're not sleeping at night, for why you're exhausted all the time, for why all of a sudden overnight you're pre-diabetic, for why you, you mean I have to take these meds for the rest of my life? I don't like the side effects for everything. And it's because we're being given really bad information. Okay. So I'm not a doctor. I'm just an Italian girl who figured it out, but I'm telling you something. I am the only one in my family that avoided type 2. The only one. I just turned 60. I'm not on any meds. And so today we're going to learn how to be defiant. That's what this is all about. Be defiant. Be defiant to your own routines, your own habits. Be defiant to the marketing that has told you that you can, that this is healthy and and they're lying. They are lying. They're liars is what they are. Okay. Good morning, friend Magda. Good to see you. I hope you are doing well. So jump on in. TikTok, thank you so much for anybody who jumps on in and joins coming in from the balcony. Follow if this is information that you need on a regular basis in your world, meaning like, I don't know if I can put this up here because I think it's going to make noise. Like it's going to hit sometimes I can do this well, sometimes I don't. If you are needing information on insulin resistance, that is just encouraging and hopeful and helpful and all the things, you know how you can just lose people into the algorithm universe all the time. So don't do that. Good morning, Claudette. Good to see you. Talking with my husband again about maybe going to Clearwater. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's just a conversation. So anyway. I know Bethany said that that's like her favorite beach in Florida. So anyway, all right, good to see you. Does scar tissue in your liver ever reverse? That is such a great question. Hold on, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything else. So again, I'm not a doctor, right? But this is what my understanding is. So my understanding is that fatty liver is 100% reversible until it's not. Meaning that when it does go into cirrhosis, that is not reversible. Now, that's just my understanding. It's worth it for you to go and research that. I would actually go to ChatGPT if you've never used ChatGPT, because you get instead of being given article, and you have to like go through everybody's information on their own article, you can instead go and just get kind of a collective conversation, and that can be very helpful. So thank you for liking the live. I so appreciate you, Carol. I really, really do. You guys like boost all of my information on TikTok, and I appreciate it. So today, in talking about triglycerides, this came directly from one of my customers who said that she just had that revelation. And I thought, oh, interesting, because I've known this for a long time. And I talk about it like it's in my content, but it's not something that I have put forward. Like, I don't think I've ever done a live on this. So welcome, jump on in. This is where this whole conversation connects. So when you are insulin resistant, it's affecting so many pieces of your body. And the first thing is that when you have high insulin in your body, excuse me, it is affecting your belly fat. It's creating your belly fat. And you can be insulin resistant for years or decades and never know it. It's like a silent hormone ready to tip all the other hormones upside down. So you don't even know it, because it can be that way for a long time before it ever rises in your blood sugars, okay? So that's why you have to ask for a fasting insulin test in order to know. I mean, there are a lot of other symptoms, don't get me wrong. We talk about the symptoms all the time. You don't have to have a test, but I'm just telling you, if you wanted to, that's what you would ask for. So while your insulin is high, it's creating your belly fat, and then it's actually blocking you from losing it. I mean, honestly, like, right? Twofold, really? But then what's happening is your insulin resistance is also affecting your liver. And when your liver is tired, you also cannot burn fat. And this is a big conversation. This is why sometimes you might feel like you're hitting your head against a brick wall, and you think it's just because you're lame. You think it's because you don't have any self-control. You think it's because you're undisciplined. You think it's because you're never going to get it right. You never did it right to begin with. You're never going to get it right now, blah, 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 when it comes to your cravings, your appetite being out of control, all of these things. And the base, I'm just going to tell you, it is insulin resistance. This foundational pillar right here that everything else is on top of, it's called insulin resistance. So let's get into the triglyceride connection so that maybe you have just another layer of understanding, because that's what we do when we go live here. FYI, housekeeping note, today at 3:00 Central Standard Time in the group, and I put it up here for you guys. I can see it's a little off. Sorry. I could touch that, but then it might get really wonky. In the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, 3:00, we are doing our 5-day insulin resistant Let's Lose Weight challenge. 21st one. We've done it. This is our 21st month because we do it monthly. So today we're going to talk about ingredient trade outs. Don't miss that if that is something that is of help to you. And please, if you like this information, like it and share it and do all of the things. That would be great. And especially if you're on YouTube, like, welcome and subscribe, please. So triglycerides are an early warning sign. So I don't know if you knew that. Let's start there. Elevated triglycerides often show up before insulin resistance is officially diagnosed. Oh, this is so important, you guys. High triglyceride levels are one of the first signs your body is struggling to process sugars and fats efficiently. Phyllis from Arkansas. Good to see you, Phyllis. Thank you for joining. So most people only look at total cholesterol, but the triglyceride to HDL ratio is a powerful predictor of insulin resistance. A ratio over 2:1 is a red flag for metabolic dysfunction, even if other cholesterol numbers seem normal. Okay, so look at your ratio. Unlike glucose, this is a hidden piece of your puzzle. Fructose is processed almost entirely in the liver, where it's easily converted into triglycerides. Many people cutting back on sugar still unknowingly consume high fructose products, contributing to both high triglycerides and insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is locking your fat into your fat cell. Remember when I told you, like, your cell closes and it changes the lock? So insulin goes, I'm gonna go unlock that cell. I'm gonna get energy into that cell. And it's like, nope, we changed the locks. That's why you have to work towards insulin sensitivity so that it can open up. And it's why it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, I suppose with God, all things are possible. But for the most part, walking that journey It doesn't happen overnight, okay? So don't be so hard on yourself and give yourself permission for a journey, okay? It locks fat into your cells. This means that high insulin levels, I hope you're tracking with this now, okay? That means that high insulin levels prevent your triglycerides from being used as energy, leading to both fat storage and elevated triglycerides in your blood. Okay, anywhere in this, did they say animal fat is creating this? Anywhere in this information, is fat creating the triglyceride issue, the fat issue in your blood? Anybody? No. Insulin resistance, which is being caused by the overconsumption of carbohydrates over a long period of time. It's because you spike from the minute you wake up until the minute you go to bed, and you do it for decades. Because you start with your Honey Nut Cheerios and your skim milk, and then you go to Starbucks and you get a Frappuccino, and then you go to Subway and you get a lunch, and then you have a Snicker bar and a Coke for a snack, and then you go home and maybe you're eating pizza, whatever it is that looks like for you. It doesn't even have to be that extreme. To me, that's extremely wrong. So I don't know where you are on the continuum, but I'm just telling you. So it's locking fat into your fat cells. This means that your high insulin levels are preventing your triglycerides from being used for energy, leading to both fat storage and elevated triglycerides in the blood. Okay. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it raises your insulin levels and triglycerides simultaneously, leading to creating a vicious cycle of weight gain and metabolic stress. So remember, when we talk about fix your sleep, make 2025 the year that you fix your sleep. Do whatever you have to do. I take a magnesium glycinate and an ashwagandha every night before I go to bed. I also add in my turmeric and a vitamin C. And I go to bed and I sleep really good. So pick up a magnesium glycinate. I don't have one for you yet. I will in March. You can always go to my site, kirstenliebelt.com, do one scroll, and at the bottom, you can get on my VIP list, and I'll tell you when it launches in March. It's going to be, it's an amazing blend. I won't even go into that right now, but you need a magnesium glycinate, okay? Really important. I just did a reel on that, I think yesterday. I don't remember. Sometimes my days blur together a little bit. But magnesium glycinate, and like I did 7 reasons why it's so important. I think we maybe even talked about it yesterday on the live. So you can go watch a replay. But my point being that do that. If you need an ashwagandha and a turmeric or anything like that, please reach out to me. I have a phenomenal ashwagandha. So fix your sleep. What does it look like for you? Fix your sleep, because otherwise you are raising your insulin and your triglyceride levels simultaneously, because you're not getting sleep. I hope you understand that connection. And it's just creating weight gain and metabolic stress. So like not sleeping equals fat gaining. Okay. That's just the way that this goes. So thank you so much for jumping in, you guys. Keep on coming. All right, here we go. These are the key numbers for you guys to watch and some tests that you can be thinking about, okay? So grab a piece of paper and a pen if you need them, and make sure that you, if you have questions, ask questions as we go, and we will advocate together for ourselves, okay? All right, these are the, the key numbers to watch. Triglycerides, optimal triglyceride levels. You need an ashwagandha and a turmeric. Your sleep is horrible right now. Claudia, I hear you. Now, I think I've sent you some stuff, so I can probably easily send that to you if you want a link for that. But they are amazing. Like, you're helping your body to restore while you're sleeping is what you're doing. And ashwagandha is for sleep, stress, and mood. Sleep, stress, and mood, FYI. So, okay, very, very good. I will get that for you. Optimal is below 100 milligrams per DL. Normal is less than 150. Borderline high. Now, again, you guys, this is typical information. So you can decide whether or not this is the information that you want to use in order to, like, because they're going to talk to you about an STATIN, right? And we don't want that, right? I mean, I know I don't. You can choose whatever you want for sure. I will never, ever, ever do that ever. It is, it's making you CoQ10 deficient. It's causing depression. Then you get on an antidepressant. Like, this is an issue. There are so many issues with STATINSs, and this is not the cause of, you are not STATIN deficient. Let me just say it that way. So you might, if you need a different set of numbers to be going by, not the typical matrix numbers, then look up a Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Eric Berg, ERIC on YouTube. Okay. So that you can get they've lowered the numbers to increase the scripts. Let's just be super transparent. They've lowered the numbers to increase the amount of scripts. Okay. Just so that you know. So more people are on those. All right. So I'll just read these and you make your own choices. Optimal below 100, normal less than 150, borderline high is 150 to 199, high is 200 to 499. I think high used to be over 300. This is why I'm telling you that little caveat. Very high is 500 and above. The triglyceride to HDL ratio, ideal is 1 to 1 or lower. Okay. Warning sign of insulin resistance is 2 to 1 ratio. High risk is 3 to 1 or more. Are you guys tracking? Whatever you need for you. Fasting insulin levels. Now, if you ask for a fasting insulin, this is super helpful, you guys. If you feel like you need to know because you're just like maybe not tracking super well with all of the symptoms of insulin resistance, but you know something's not right because you just can't lose a pound to save your freaking life. You have belly fat, like, how frustrating is that? The belly fat is a big, big flag. Maybe you are exhausted after you eat. Maybe you're not sleeping well at night. Maybe you've got skin tags or dark patches right here on your neck. Okay, there are things that you can do without getting a fasting insulin. But should you choose a fasting insulin test, here we go. Optimal is 5. And I don't know the name of the symbol. It's UIU to ml. Okay. And the reason why I even bring that is because somebody in Australia asked me, and they measure it differently in Australia. So we had to convert. And then she's like, oh, whew, okay, I'm okay. She thought she was in really big trouble just because the conversion. Possible insulin resistance is 6 to 9. So optimal is below 5. Possible insulin resistance is 6 to 9, and high insulin resistance is above 10. All right. So your hemoglobin A1C, this is the most common conversation that we have. But please remember, you can be insulin resistant for years and decades before it ever shows up in your sugars. So don't think all is well if your labs, because they'll keep telling you your labs are fine, your labs are fine, your labs are fine. And you're like, then what's wrong with me? I can tell something's not right with my body. And then all of a sudden overnight, bam, you are pre-diabetic. That's because nobody was checking your fasting insulin, okay? So your hemoglobin now, once your sugars have risen, that's for that person. Normal is below 5.7. Pre-diabetic is 5.7 to 6.4. And diabetic is 6.5 and above. Okay. Now, one of the great testimonies that I just received like 2 weeks ago, she said her doctor put not diabetic in her chart. How many want that? How many want not diabetic in your chart? Because that's not what it says right now. She went from a 6.3 down to a 5.4 since July. And what she did was she started with this right here, the trio that I talk about all day, every day. It's where I started. It's what I like to share. 3 supplements that help with insulin sensitivity. She's been doing that since July. That's the difference it made. Now, in all transparency, I think she also was using the gut primer and a probiotic. That's normal though, but I think she's using the gut primer, which can help your nutrient absorption, because when you're deficient, everything else goes wonky. So she was shoring up the walls of her gut. And she was using the fat burner, but I don't think that's as related to her A1C, but that's just a good one to be able to lose fat off of your waist and your hips. But anyway, so that's for hemoglobin. A fasting lipid panel. So these are the essential tests to request if you really want to get some information. So grab a piece of pen and a paper and write these down. These are the tests to request if you want to. What are they? What are you asking? Thank you, Melissa. Hello. Good to see you. I just missed somebody's question. You are pre-diabetic. Yep. I'm telling you, you guys, listen, just leave today with hope. Just know that you can turn everything around. You really, really can. I was so insulin resistant and such a freaking hot mess express in my early 50s that it is a little shocking that being from an Italian family where everybody is obese and diabetic, that where in my immediate family, I'm the, everybody was, and I'm the only one who avoided it. It's shocking that I, an Italian girl, the way that I ate and how hot mess of an express I was, spent my 50s completely avoiding type 2 diabetes. And I did it with supplementation and trading out my foods. I just want you to have hope. Please have hope. So if you're on TikTok, message me. We just, in order for me to send you a link though to anything, we have to get off of the tickety talk. I got to get you onto Instagram or email or something because I can't send you stuff. But I will tell you, like, get your hopes up. I was insulin resistant when I was 22 and I had a gestational baby. And then I did nothing for 25 years, which then really does make sense that, remember the other day we talked about the connection between insulin resistance and frozen shoulder. And I'm like, wow. Because guess who had a frozen shoulder when she was 50? Me. I'm like, I was so insulin resistant, you guys. So listen, if I can do this, you can do this. I promise you. Okay. But if you do go to my site, you can see, if you do go to my site up there, you can see the trio, the 3 supplements. But the thing I want you to pay attention to the most are the testimonies. Don't take my word for it. Please listen to the other people that are telling you how their sugars are going down, their weight is going down, how not diabetic is being written into their charts. You go and look at that stuff, okay? So this is what you want to ask for: a fasting lipid panel. That's going to measure your triglycerides, your HDL, your LDL, and your total cholesterol. A fasting insulin test. This is often not part of the routine blood work. You'll need to ask for it specifically. Isn't that great? Oh, it just ticks me off. Hemoglobin A1C tracks your average blood sugar over the past 3 months. Why are we tracking the thing that comes after the insulin being high? And we're not tracking the insulin being high. Tell me, somebody explain this to me, right? I mean, it's kind of rhetorical, but it's really, really maddening. And I'm just one person in like the sea of a bazillion people that are insulin resistant. It's just so they can put you on scripts. Yeah, hemoglobin A1C. Okay, a HOMA-IR, homeostatic model assessment of insulin resistance. Somebody has told me about that a lot on here. You guys have been amazing. A calculation based on your fasting glucose, your insulin levels, and it gives a clearer picture of insulin resistance. A score over 2 suggests insulin resistance. Is this helping anybody today? Is this helping, like, you guys knowing what test to ask for? And then the last one is C-reactive protein, a marker for inflammation, often elevated alongside triglycerides in insulin resistant individuals. Okay. Now let's just chat about what you can do about this. Okay. How can you possibly do anything about this? I can see that wasn't scrolling right. So if I miss things, I apologize on TikTok. I'm sorry. I don't want to miss stuff with you guys. Number 1, cut out carbs and refined sugar. I don't think this is a shock for anybody, but you have to do what you have to do. Focus on whole foods with minimal processing, ditch sugary drinks, processed snacks, and especially high fructose corn syrup. So what I teach in the group or in any of my content, I teach grain-free, sugar-free, and legume-free. Sometimes I will, because peanuts are legumes. Sometimes I will eat peanuts like at Five Guys. So I shouldn't say completely, but for the most part, It is true. Or I'll do peanuts like during if I'm at a business conference. We do a lot of traveling for business, for online business. And if I'm at a business conference, or if I was served peanuts on a plane, not honey roasted sugary peanuts, but if I was, served regular peanuts, I would eat them. Okay. So legume free 99.9% of the time. But what's happening though is I want you to hear the part about how I am such a foodie and I thought that I had to give up being a foodie, but I realized that I'm still making all the foods that I love. I'm just using a different pantry. I want you to hear that. I didn't stop eating all the food that I love. I've just swapped out the ingredients. So today in the group, when we do day 2 of the challenge, it is ingredient trade out day, but then tomorrow I'll take you into my pantry and my refrigerator. So I'm just saying, and it's free. You don't have to sign up. Just get into the group. Ditch insulin resistance for women. But you do need to focus on whole food. And even all of that keto crap that you're being marketed to by companies that don't care about whether or not it's keto, most of it's not. Most of it's not. And if it is, and we're grateful for that when it is, because there are a couple of products like at Costco that are some granolas and stuff. They're kind of high in calories and they're kind of high in fat. And to be really honest, if you're trying to lose weight, those are not good things to be binging on all the time because you're just overeating and you don't even realize it. That's for free. That's a little side note. Okay. Increase your omega-3 fatty acids. Eat wild-caught salmon, sardines, to consider a high-quality fish oil supplement. Omega-3s can reduce your triglycerides by up to 30%. Anybody? 30%. So I'm just going to bring you back to what I can offer you. Again, if you need a wild-caught, affordable omega-3, reach out. Okay, get into my DMs and just tell me you need that. You need to be able to get on something. You don't want to be buying your supplements. Listen, if you're not going to eat farm-raised fish from the store, which you shouldn't, and you're looking for wild caught, it needs to be the same in your supplement. It needs to be very high quality, very high standard, very clean. And then bring down your triglycerides. 30%. That's amazing. Incorporate blood sugar stabilizing supplements. Okay, so we talk about the trio all the time. I would say that is probably in my number one go-to all day, every day. Bring down your sugars, bring down your insulin, get your liver to function, like shift the way that your visceral fat is hanging on to the inside of your organs. Like that's what the trio is helping with, okay? It can support insulin sensitivity. That's how I went from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. Okay, so if you need a cart for the trio, please let me know. I'll get you a cart. I'll have a little 2-minute video that I'm showing you them. And then there's like testimonies galore and a cart with everything in it. So everything is super streamlined, super simple. And don't ever, ever hesitate to ask questions, right? Because a confused mind does nothing. I say that a lot in my messages to you guys. Don't allow yourself to sit in confusion and then not take action. Don't do that. Okay, 2025 can be completely different for you. And then if you're looking to really reduce your belly fat, like really well, if you're really looking to reduce your belly fat, consider the thermogenic fat burner. Okay, you guys, like consider this. This is something, it's a thermogenic that is helping to really target fat cells. And I know that sounds weird, but it's true. So like in 90 days, Magda, I will, Carl, in fact, or Carrie, sorry. Is it Carrie? I all of a sudden just like got really goofy. Is it Carrie or Carl? I apologize that I can't see that on my screen. Either way, welcome. Thank you for jumping in. I will absolutely, when I get off, I will send you exactly what you need. But you tell me what it is that you're looking to accomplish. Are you looking just because you're insulin resistant, or are you needing something more than that? Just let me know, because I can customize a cart for you. Somebody might be like, I might hear from somebody today that'll say, I actually want to know about the trio and the fish oil. Somebody might, because now I talked about fish oil. So that's how this goes. I customize carts for people. Thank you so much, you guys, for liking. Linda BB, thank you. Or Lind BB, thank you so much. Lindy BB. I love that. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea, because TikTok is the wild, wild west of algorithms. Magda, when she was taking this for 90 days, it's literally an orange powder. It tastes like an orange pixie stick. And it is so, I try not to overhype. It really, you do lose inches. You just lose inches. It targets visceral belly fat. She lost 3.5 inches from here, 2.5 inches from her waist, and 1 inch off of her hips in 90 days. And then my recommendation is take 30 days off and go at it again. So I'm right in the middle of my second round, losing more inches again. I kind of thought that I was going to live with my hips forever. I really, really did. I just thought, I don't know. I thought all the things that we think. Well, I am 60. I suppose I could just you kind of have a spread. You're just going to spread. And I am like becoming more narrow. And I'm like, you actually can go back. Like I didn't know to the degree. So I'm excited to keep on doing rounds. I'm just going to do round break until I have achieved what I'm looking to achieve. So I'm going to keep on doing it. But the point is that if it's targeting the visceral fat, which it is, if it's targeting the inside fat, that is around your organs and your pancreas, well, I guess that's an organ, your intestines, etc. If it's losing from within, if it's eating from within, the outsides are just sucking in because it's eating it from within. Layman terms, there are no guarantees that it's eating anything. This is just what's happening to my own body and other people. Anyway, so if you need belly fat and help with another layer of insulin sensitivity, that's where that comes from. Okay. Stay active, just 30 minutes of moderate exercise, like walking. You do not have to be a crazy person. And in fact, if you are a high intensity worker outer, you might be raising your cortisol and it might be working against you. Okay. So walking 5 days a week can drastically reduce your triglycerides and improve insulin sensitivity. Limit your alcohol, excuse me, especially beer and sweetened cocktails, because they can spike your triglycerides. Manage stress and improve sleep. We just got done talking about that. High cortisol levels from stress can lead to higher insulin levels and stubborn triglycerides. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep and consider magnesium or adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha, which I just got done talking about. I love my ashwagandha to manage stress. Ashwagandha will help you with sleep, stress, and mood. Okay. And again, you don't have to get it from me. You don't. Mine, however, I just know the potency. I'm 60 years old, definitely sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night. Definitely. If I have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom, I'm right back in bed sleeping again. I have fixed my sleep. I have fixed it by turning around my insulin resistance. And by every night I take magnesium, ashwagandha, turmeric. I mean, I take other things, but those are my main ones. Magnesium, ashwagandha, and turmeric. I sleep so well. But you do, if you're taking ashwagandha and you don't notice any difference, it's just not, it's not a regulated industry. So, just know that. Mine are certified organic and very potent. They're amazing. So if you need ashwagandha, let me know. Hold on. And I think that is probably the totality of what we're talking about. So basically, this is what you need to know. High triglycerides are an early warning sign for insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is locking fat into your cells, and this means that your high insulin levels are preventing your triglycerides from being used as energy. So you're not burning any fat. You are blocked in fat. Your fat burning mode is blocked. It's not able to help. Okay. So there are different tests that you can take. I thought it was interesting that it brought up fructose, because fructose, even my husband will be like, we'll go out to eat and he'll order, a Dr. Pepper. Do you have any idea how much fructose is straight fructose? It's really bad. because it can only be processed by the liver. And the liver is something, you guys, we talk about this all the time. You should probably be used to me talking about your liver. Like, you've got to deal with your liver. So if you're already on the trio, you're already taking the 3 supplements, you're working on your liver. Like, thank God, seriously. Get your liver to function, because you don't even understand that that's your fat metabolizing organ, and that you can't burn fat if your liver is not functioning. It's just like your car can't run well if you have gunky oil. And if your insulin is high, you can't burn fat. So there are reasons why your body's not burning fat, and it's not because you're a loser. But get your sugars down, get your insulin down, get your liver to function at a higher level. If you're taking the gut primer, if you're taking this every morning, I just did mine this morning. It looks like a greens product. It is not. Has 6 different blends in it. It's a primer. I don't think I even have competition on the market for this level of a gut primer. But I will tell you, liver health, oral health, metabolism, nutrient absorption, because insulin resistance creates leaky gut, constipation, indigestion. I have people texting me, my sleep is better, my energy is higher, my brain fog. I just got this one yesterday. I'm not positive, but I think I'm experiencing less brain fog. Like, it's only been a few days. I'm not sure. Keep going. Because think about it. If you have impacted waste sitting in your body, if you're just leaching your nutrients, think about what's happening. Like, your electrical firing in your body isn't working. It's like shorting out. So you have to shore up the walls. This is my own visual in my own head. You have to shore up the walls of your gut, where you had all of that. You're like spilling nutrients out, just spilling over the edge. Just, it's not really what it is, but you know what I mean. But you're leaching those nutrients into your system that's not absorbing. The toxins are going from your gut into your bloodstream, and your body's like, oh. And if you can shore that up, all of a sudden, whoa, that's what happens. Amazing, phenomenal, so good. Hello, Lisa. I know. Filling your car up, too cold to go outside. Decided to watch while you wait. Well, Lisa, you inspired today's conversation. So she's in Minnesota, where I am. I'm in Minnesota. And she said she's so cold, filling up her car. She's going to sit in her car and listen while she's filling up. I understand. Oh, it's like I really appreciate working from home off of my phone all day. I don't choose to go out all the time. I don't have to. But anyway, you can't recharge your gifts. What does that mean, Melissa? And you should not, you're so sweet. Like, stop. You're so sweet. I don't even know what it means, but you're so sweet. I mean, I know what it means, but I have no idea why that would be. Like, I don't know anything about that, but you're so sweet. You can't send any gifts. Well, you know what? I receive all the gifts that you've already sent today. So I'm full, and I want you to be like doubly blessed right back. Okay. How about that? Carol, you're liking. You got, Phyllis says she got her sweet card and treats. You're welcome, Phyllis. You're welcome. I think maybe that was because I think you ordered on my birthday and I sent that to you. I think that was why. I'd have to go back and look at my list. Okay. And I'll share with you the supplements. So anyway, so we're talking about triglycerides and the connection with insulin resistance. And Lisa, you sparked, because it's in my content, but I've never done a live specifically on that. And so that's what we did today. So if you need information on the connection between insulin resistance and triglycerides, check out the replay today. It'll be on my, for you on TikTok, you'd have to jump over to IG. It's on my IG, it's on my Facebook, etc. If you want to jump into the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women at 3 p.m. Central today, I will be doing ingredient trade outs. You don't want to miss that. And let's see, is there anything else? I think that might be it. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time for anybody who wants to just kind of stay on this journey of you get a nugget, you get an idea, you get maybe a little bit of direction, and then you can apply. And before you know it, it's the end of 2025 and you have a story. And your story is about maybe weight loss, and it's about how your doctor put not diabetic in your chart, or it's about how you now feel so good. You're excited for the holidays because you actually can have enough energy to do all of the things that you want to do when it comes to decorating or when it comes to celebrating, etc. You can change your own life. And that's what this is all about. You taking responsibility and going, I am done. I'm done with the bad information. I'm done with the lack of help that I'm getting from the matrix. I have to be done because it's bad information. It's not helping. Yeah. You saw the topic and thought, I'm like, oh, I think this is a good conversation. You guys give me the content because then I'm serving you the best I can, right? I don't know what all everybody's going through until I get into my messages and we start chatting. And this is how I do business. I want to chat with you. If you want to share a part of your story, I want to know your story. I want to know how to customize something for you so that you can actually get exactly what you need and you do not purchase things that you don't need. And then I want to be able to know, okay, so after 5 months, I think it was, Kimberly said she lost 20 pounds. Oh, I screenshotted it yesterday in the group. She lost 20 pounds. Her A1C went down. There was something else. There was a third thing. And it all starts with the trio, you guys. It all starts with targeted supplementation and then stay in my world. And I will teach you how to have mindset around your emotional connections with food. I will teach you tangible ideas about trading out ingredients and help you to have your own journey of success. And so today is our 21st 5-day insulin resistant reset. And that means we've been doing it now for 21 months. It's our 21st month. It's very exciting. So a lot of lives have been changed and a lot of results have been gotten. And a lot of people have chosen the route of, that's fine. I'm just going to rise up and be my own advocate and take back my health because I have things that are really important to me. I have things where I really want to, for me, it's always my grandbabies. I want to be able to keep up with my grandbabies. I want to be a part of their life. I want to be on their level, on the floor. And as they grow up, I want to have the energy. I homeschooled my kids for 20 years. And I always say I didn't mean to because I didn't. I just started homeschooling because I knew it was an option. And my oldest son was a real pain in the tuchus when he went to kindergarten. It's a story, never, whatever. And we never looked back. But now my daughter, who has my 3 grandbabies, and they are 3, 2, and 1 almost, they're all changing. They're all 18 months apart. She's probably going to homeschool. So this Nona, I have a vision of me being able to help, of me being able to play a part in her world. So that's important to me. I know that if I'm eating like trash and I wake up and I'm hungover from food, or I'm exhausted, or I have bags under my eyes and I don't feel good, and my calendar is filled with doctor appointments. And when should I take my prescription because I know it's going to make me really tired? If that's my life, then I'm not as present or available for that scenario. But you have to decide for yourself what it is because everybody's different. You may not even have kids. It might just be you and your husband. And you're like, you know what? We had this thought that we would get older and we would do some traveling. And now I feel like I don't even want to go on a cruise. I've got all these prescriptions to take with me and I don't feel good. And, what if I have another, episode of whatever it is, or, gosh, I'm on Met and it makes me unpredictable in my bathroom habits. And so therefore I stay close to home. Well, what if you could get off of it? I never guarantee anything. I just have a lot of people that have, because it's all reversible, but they don't tell you that. So I don't know what it is for you. You have to decide. But I want everybody to hit my content. And then if you never, ever see me again, Walk away knowing that's 100% reversible because it is not a terminal diagnosis. And so therefore, I have way more control than I think I do. Cool. That's what I'm going to do then. And then pretty soon I start getting text messages from people like you, and you're telling me your stories, and you're telling me how you can now, whatever it is, playing with your grandbabies, tucking in your shirts, getting good labs from your doctors, having a note put in there, not diabetic. I mean, I'm telling you, if you don't think that my life is exciting, it is. It's so much fun to hear you guys. So anyway, all right. Be super blessed. I'll see you at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, and tomorrow at 11 a.m. Right here. And we'll do another episode of insulin resistance and all of its connections. How does that sound? All right. See you guys later. Have a great day.